Eagles Radio. This is Jacob Kitchens along with Will Mosley. We're coming to you tonight from McEwen High School on Phil Ross Court on the campus of McEwen High School, McEwen, Tennessee, where Region 6A semifinal action taking place between your Wayne County Wildcats and the Frank Hughes Lions. It's kind of crazy. We drove down the road, and we got to come all the way to McEwen to play this basketball game. But we're going to bring you this regional semifinal action tonight. Big-time game between the Lions and the Wildcats. We're going to have all that action for you right here. So stay right here with us. You're listening to Region 6A semifinal basketball on Big Old Radio. Big Oldies Radio. Again, we're coming to you tonight from McEwen High School, McEwen, Tennessee, on Phil Ross Court, where tonight, Region 6A semifinal boys action. The Wayne County Wildcats are taking on the Frank Hughes Lions. This will be the fourth matchup between these two teams this season. Wayne County with a 21-9 overall record. Frank Hughes 11-15 coming into this game. To be completely honest, Will, I don't know that we expected Frank Hughes to be in this game, but they put together a phenomenal ball game the other night and pulled off the upset against Houston County to advance.
Well, I said this to some buddies of mine at work, that I actually believe that Frank Hughes could have beat Houston County because I've looked at a little bit into Houston County. I didn't know if they could quite pull it off, but I had faith that they had the possibility to, and in which they did. They played a good game, played well defensively, got some guys in foul trouble a little bit, and they really helped them out.
Yeah.
And, for us tonight, I think we just got to keep doing what we've been doing, right? We got to keep jumping at them, keep playing aggressive to them, never leaving open shots for them, keep Devin in check. And Jason Skepton's a good add-on. We didn't see him playing against us in the regular season. Of course, we met him there in district.
Yeah.
But that was his maybe first or second game in, so he hadn't played very many and is a little rusty. But I watched him the other night and he played pretty well. I thought he looked really good defensively, hustled around. I think he's good. I think he's a good fit for Frank Hughes. But tonight I think they're gonna all have their hands full with the Wildcats tonight. They keep playing like they've been playing. But the main thing for the Cats is man. I mean, I know I say it every game. We got to rebound. We got to box out. Got to play good defense, and you got to get the hand in the ball of the open guy. Whether it's behind or around the rim. Or if he's standing out there spotted up for the three, you got to get them open shots and make them down. But knock them down. But you got to really stay focused tonight. Focus on tonight. Don't look ahead. Don't look into Thursday because you haven't made it there yet.
No.
You know, it's just like we was talking with some kids at school yesterday. We were learning some terms and whatnot, and we were talking about don't count your chicken before your egg, or don't count your eggs before your chicken's hatch, or chicken before your eggs hatch. I done messed it all up.
Yeah, mess it all up, brother. That's okay.
I do it just on the radio so everybody can see how ignorant I am. But, you know, which they already know. There comes the student section. I told you they'd be here.
Oh, yeah.
I think they'd be here. So, but, you know, the Cats got to get after it tonight, continue to focus on their game, do exactly, and trust in themselves, man. Trust in each other, play good ball, use good ball movement, and if they play defense like they did against Brewston the other night, I don't see Frank Hughes being able to hang. So, but don't count Frank Hughes out, though. They are a battling team. They will fight. They had plenty come over here from Frank Hughes for a good fan section tonight. So, well, I think we're in for a fun night.
Yeah, we got the Frank Hughes fans sitting right behind us. They've got us positioned down there on the floor next to the scoring table. Wayne County crew is on the opposite corner of the gym from us, and the Frank Hughes crew is right here behind us. So we're amped up, ready for a big time basketball game tonight. Of course, an in-county rivalry, but you know, I thought back to the beginning of the season. Even at the end of football season, I had Cayman Canfield on at halftime of the Collinwood football game, and we were talking about basketball season then, and the only thing we wanted to talk about was getting back to Murfreesboro, making it to the state championship. And, you know, you get through tonight, you win tonight, you guarantee yourself that sub-state game. So realistically, you're 2 wins away from getting back to Murfreesboro. But we can't afford to look ahead tonight. And, you know, this Frank Hughes team, there's something to be said for getting hot at the right time. You know, they have gotten hot. They'll be able to start, you know.
Simmons can shoot the ball. Sammy Ray is a threat too as well. And if you leave Skelton open, he might drain one on you. Yeah. So, you know, and Tucker Staggs, you know, I mentioned him every time we played against him because I think he's a good player. You know, I think he brings a lot to that team, and they all kind of play well together and vibe pretty good. You know, so.
You can't keep just all eyes on Devin Dykes. If you cover Dykes and double and triple team him, and Simmons and Ray and Skelton have the ability, and White, McLean, and Witherspoon, you know, they've got the ability to step up too and do it. So Frank Hughes has got some players, but I'm kind of like you. I feel like as long as our Wildcats continue to do what they've been doing, dominate the defense, play good on the boards, sure would be nice to see another big game out of Case Bryant tonight. Case had 17 the other night against Brewston, knocking down 5 threes in that game, and that's the kind of production we need out of KB.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, guys got to be watching out. I know, I know their coach is a good coach too. I spoke with him Saturday actually, not about this, but you know, we did speak. But one thing that I bet he's saying is, hey guys, are taller than us. What do you think we need to do? Yeah. You know, and he's probably telling them box out. They box us out. Excuse me. They box us out. We got a few young guys in there, don't we? So we do. And they're tall, you know, so they may want to try to jump over. Let's hope our Cats are smart enough tonight to stay on the floor if they get boxed out. But number one, don't get boxed out if you're the Cats tonight, you know. So I don't have a whole lot to say other than that right now. You know, it's besides the fact that I'm freezing right now.
Yeah, they've got us sitting right here underneath this air conditioning vent, and it's going to be a chilly night. I should have worn some sleeves. We got about 3 minutes to tip off, and it's going to be basketball time here in McEwen between your Wayne County Wildcats and the Frank Hughes Lions in District 6A semifinal action. Win tonight, you're guaranteed a sub-state game. Of course, then you have Thursday night's regional championship game, and then that would determine where we play and who we play in the sub-state action. So stay right here with us. We're going to bring you all this basketball action. You listen to Wayne County Basketball on Big Old News Radio. County basketball fans, welcome back into Big Oldies Radio. That was the tail end of the national anthem there as we honor America before every game. And now we're getting ready for the introduction of the starting lineups for your matchup tonight between the Frank Hughes Lions and the Wayne County Wildcats in Region 6A semifinal action. Cats in white uniforms tonight as the home team. White uniforms with gold numbers, black trim. Frank Hughes wearing their road black uniforms with yellow numbers and yellow trim. Will, I believe you got starting lineups for us, correct, brother?
Yes, sir, I do. For Frank Hughes Lions, we got number 5, Devin Dykus. Number 4, Hazen Simmons. Number 24, Wyatt McLean. Number 20, Sammy Ray. And number 31, Tucker Staggs. And for the Wayne County High School Wildcats, we've got number 10, Logan Davis. 12, Post Bryant. Number 25, Cayman Canfield. Number 32, Nate Davis. And number 33, Case Butler.
So once again, we're looking for a big-time game here tonight from Frank Hughes and Wayne County. It's Region 6A semifinal action coming to you tonight from McEwen High School. Again, it seems kind of odd. Here we were. We came all the way over here to McEwen to play a game that we should have played in our backyard.
Yeah.
And but that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. And we've got Wayne County very heavily represented in this room tonight. Wayne County Wildcat fans on their feet right now as the starting lineups of the Wayne County Wildcats are being introduced. We've got the Frank Hughes fans sitting right here behind us in the Frank Hughes section as we set up right here on the sideline next to the scoring table on the home side of the court. So we're in the process, brother.
And you were talking about playing in our backyard and whatnot. And just before the game, I was talking to some of my Clifton friends here that I've known for quite some time. And we were talking about, man, we could have played this at our house or at y'all's house or just somewhere back there. And they kind of laughed and chuckled. It was like, yeah, but then it hit me, or I ain't gonna say it hit me, but I looked at them and I said, but I'm pretty sure the other team said the same thing when they come down to our house.
Probably so, yeah. All right, all the starting lineups have been introduced, and now we are ready for the jump ball and the tip of this basketball game. Starting 5 for each team on the floor. We've got Devin Dykus and Case Butler at midcourt, ready for the tip-off. There's the jump ball that tips away, and it is controlled by Frank Hughes. Frank Hughes gets the tip. Hazen Simmons brings the ball up the floor for Frank Hughes. Swings over to Ray, right around to McLean. McLean works back to Staggs, gets it back over to Ray in the corner. Now Ray back out to Dykus, over to Staggs, to Hazen Simmons, working the elbow. Simmons works it back around. The Lions trying to work the perimeter right now. Looks like they're trying to work inside. And the Cats defense right now keeping the inside collapse. And so Frank Hughes just moving the ball around, trying to wait to see if the Cats defense will open up anything. Good steal. And next, a nice steal there. Cayman Canfield just reads the pass, comes along, gets the ball, tips it away, takes it to the end of the floor. The layup is no good, and the ball out of bounds. I believe it's going to be Wayne County basketball on the offensive end of the floor. Case Bryant to take the ball out for the Cats right along the baseline. He works it into Nate Beavis. Beavis across to Canfield. He's got Hazen Simmons right in his face. Gets it down low to Case Butler. Butler kicks it out to Davis. Davis with the shot fake goes back to Butler. Butler out to Beavis. Beavis back to Canfield. Back over to Beavis. Now Beavis back out to Logan Davis. And Davis is going to come out and reset the offense for the Cats.
They're also in a man defense here as well, trying to keep Cayman from getting the ball, but he gets it.
Cayman gets the ball, puts up the stride. It's so good. Rebound taken in by McLean. Devin Dykus got up there and affected it. He brought it down for McLean to control it. They give the ball back to Simmons. He brings the ball back up the floor, too. The opposite end of the floor. Frank Hughes on offense now. Dykus with the basketball. Gets it back around to Staggs out at the top of the key. Staggs hands it to Simmons. And Simmons is going to reset the offense for the Lions. Lions once again working the perimeter here. Nice ball movement, moving the ball around. Now they're going to try to catch Simmons inside. And this time Nate Beavis in the way. and he sticks his hand out and takes the ball away. So Beavis with the basketball, gives it to Canfield, coming up to the end of the floor. Canfield with a three-pointer off the mark. Devin Dykes goes up high, gets the rebound, and pulls it down. We're 2 minutes into this ball game, no score between Wayne County and Frank Hughes.
It came in a little time right there. It is. He's probably not as cold as I am right now, but he'll warm up.
Yes, he will. Staggs with the basketball. He hands it off to Dykes, and we're going to get a travel ball on the other side of the floor, so that's going to turn the ball back over to the Cats as Dykes looks like he took an extra step there.
Yeah, he sure did. Well, you know, I thought that for a second they were going to get Case right there with a hold, but thankfully he traveled before that happened.
5:58 to play in the first quarter, no score. Logan Davis brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. He gives it over to Beavis. Beavis working against Simmons. Goes inside to Canfield. Canfield lays it in. Nice little finger roll, puts it right to the cylinder, and Wayne County opens up a 2-0 advantage in the early going of this contest. Now Simmons brings the ball back up the floor for Frank Hughes. Kicks it over to McLean. McLean takes the handoff in the corner. Instead goes back to Simmons. Simmons loses the handle. The ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Frank Hughes. It's going to be Wayne County basketball.
All right, now Frank Hughes has 4 turnovers so far in this game, and we've only capitalized on 1 of them.
Davis bringing the ball back up the floor. Simmons applying pressure full court, and now he's right in his face. He does get the ball to Beavis. Beavis now switching around. Nice pick set by Canfield. Opens it up, gets Davis in the corner. Back over to KB on the elbow. KB with a three-pointer. Case Bryant, welcome to the party, pal. 5-0, your score now. Wayne County out in front.
Nice shot by Case. Way to get his feet set, hands high. That was beautiful.
I love the fact Case is finding rhythm right now. He is a shooter. That's what you need. And he's finding it. Now Dykes with the ball, swings it around to Ray. Ray back to Simmons. Simmons tries to come around the screen. Canfield right in his face. He goes back over to Dykes in the corner. Now Dykes works around. It's coming around Butler. Pass underneath to Staggs. And Staggs goes in with his right hand and lays it in. Puts Frank Hughes on the board. 5-2, your score.
That was a nice little look by Devin. He could have had the land, but he gave it off to his buddy there. Nice little bit.
Davis with the ball. Gets the ball over in the corner to Case Bryant. Bryant with another three-pointer. Case is catching and shooting in beautiful rhythm right now, and it's paying off with 2 big-time threes here in the first quarter. 8-2, your score. Wayne County out front.
Now both teams are spooning.
Now Dykes comes back to the other end of the floor, and we're going to get a foul called as Nate Beavis was trying to get in position to draw the charge. Instead, we're going to get a foul called against Beavis. Devin Dykes drove it to the basket. The basket looks like it is going to be good, and that's going to put Dykes at the line to convert a three-point play. Nate Beavis picks up his first foul of the game, first team foul against Wayne County here in the first quarter. 4:14 to play. Wayne County with an 8-4 advantage. Dykes can make it 8-5 with this free throw.
Looks like they checked in Jason Skelton.
Skelton has checked into the game. Dykes does, making it an 8-5 basketball game. And now the inbounds comes to Logan Davis. Davis going to bring the ball up to 4 for the Cats. Now he hands the ball off to Bryant. Case Bryant. I like the look here with Bryant running the point instead of Logan. Gives a little bit more flexibility out there and opens up another shooting lane. Now Beavis with the ball working inside. He does the shot fake, goes into Case Butler. Butler picks up the shot. Sammy Ray pulls down the rebound. He gives the ball back to Dykes. It's Frank Hughes basketball. Casey Mosley, Drew Boggins getting ready to check into the game at the next stoppage of play for the Cats. Dykes with the ball, swings it around to Hazen Simmons. Simmons drives the lane, kicks it back out to Skelton. Skelton with a shot fake. He's going to drive and dish out to Wyatt McLean. McLean with a three-pointer off the elbow. Wyatt McLean knocks down that three. We're now tied it up at 8 apiece. 3:27 to play here in the first quarter.
That was a great shot by McLean right there.
Pass over to Canfield. Canfield's got Jason Skelton right in his face. He gets it back over to Case Bryant. Bryant sets it up at the top of the key. He's waiting to reset the offense, looking to see where everybody's going to go. Now everybody's got the call. The offense goes into motion. Davis with the basketball, swings it around to Beavis. Beavis back over to Canfield. Canfield with the three-pointer. And Canfield puts down the three-pointer. 11-8, Wayne County back out in front with 2:54 to play here in the first quarter of action. Devin Dykes brings the ball back up the floor for Frank Hughes. Gets it over to Simmons. Now Simmons works back toward the right-hand side. He kicks it back over to Ray. Ray kicks it back around to McLean. McLean goes to Skelton right at the top of the key. And now he tries to get it to Simmons. And Kamen Canfield jumps in the way, takes the ball away. There's another steal for Canfield and another layup in transition. 2 more points for Canfield makes it a 13-8 ball game.
He's got 7 so far here in the first quarter.
Yeah, but he and KB have all of our scoring now. So Canfield with 2 big-time steals here early. Beavis with the steal himself. Now Skelton with the basketball, drives the lane. He goes up, puts up a shot, and the shot is going to be good, and we're going to get a travel call. So they're going to wave the basket off as the travel call turns the ball back over. So that's going to move 13-8 as Beavis and Case Butler come off the floor. Drew Bogus and Casey Mosley come onto the floor for the Cats.
I'm proud of you.
I think probably will. Not yet. I'm sure I will before the night's over with. Case Bryant with a 3-pointer from the elbow, way off the mark. No good. Devin Dykes brings down the rebound, and now Dykes is coming back in transition. And we're going to get a foul call. They're going to say Logan Davis got a little too handsy in there. And Davis tried to get back. He was in position, but he did commit the foul. That's going to make first foul against Logan Davis, second team foul against Wayne County here in the first quarter. No fouls committed by Frank Hughes at this point. 1:55 to play in the first. Inbound the ball for Jason Skelton. Skelton with the handoff to Simmons. Simmons wanted to drive, but he lost the handle. He gets it back, and now he's wanting to get the ball out to Dykes. Dykes comes all the way out to the logo to get the ball. He works around. Now he's going against Canfield. Takes it, drives the lane. A dish underneath to Sammy Ray. And Ray gets blocked out by Drew Bogus. Bogus goes up and blocks the shot. Comes back down with it. Gets it back to Canfield. Canfield down the court. Goes to Mosley right in the basket. And Casey Mosley with the left hand goes up for the finish. Wayne County now on a 7-0 run after Frank Hughes came back to tie the ball game up. Wayne County up 15-8.
I thought Casey was going to miss that there. It looked like it was going to bounce off the side of the rim. Didn't think we put enough on it. Somebody's going to get called for a legal screen here in a minute.
They should, absolutely. Ray now with the basketball inside. Shot fake. He gets 2 defenders off his feet. Now he goes up and finishes. Frank Hughes now 15-10. Wayne County out in front. Davis brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. And now KB is going to come out and take the ball from him. Canfield has the ball, swings it over to Bogus. Bogus back around to Davis on the elbow. Davis back across court to Bogus. He's got Simmons right in his face. As soon as he touches it, he gets it back across the court to Davis. Now Davis is going to come back up to the logo and reset the offense. Looks like the Cats going to hold the ball here and try to go for the last shot here at the end of the first quarter. Canfield now has the basketball. Davis goes to the right side. He goes to Bogus. Bogus back to Davis at the top of the key. Go to Canfield in the corner. Canfield dribbles around Dykes, comes up, pulls up a shot. No good, off the iron. And Devin Dykes is a rebounding machine tonight. That's 4 or 5 rebounds for him in the first quarter.
He's been very active in the boards, getting real high off those jumps, too.
Dykes brings the ball back up the floor. Now Frank Hughes is going to have the opportunity to try to score here at the end of the quarter. The pass inside to Skelton, and the block out by Mosley. Now Canfield brings it back to the other end. Let's go! The logo on the floor knocks down the shot to end the quarter. 18-10 your score.
And in a crazy shot, sideways almost. Great shot.
At the end of the first quarter. Stay right here with us for the second quarter action. You're listening to Wayne County Basketball on Big Oldies Radio. Fans, welcome back into Big Oldies Radio at the start of the second quarter. It's Wayne County basketball with an 18-10 advantage. Wayne County out in front. Frank Hughes came back and tied it up 8 apiece, and then Wayne County went on a little bit of a tear there, bracketed up by Cayman Canfield with a big-time off-balance 3 at the end of the quarter. Now Logan Davis with the basketball. He goes inside Canfield right in the middle of the paint, pulls up, knocks down the floater. Cayman Canfield with 2 more points, makes it a 20-10 advantage. Wayne County out in front.
Yeah, I like that. Right out the gate, come out there on a fake screen, hit the middle of the high post there, and gets a steal here.
Now Simmons tries to go inside to McLean. Kamen Canfield gets his hands up, takes the ball away, brings it back up the floor. Davis with the dish to Case Bryant. KB knocks down another three, and Coach Love is going to call a timeout right here with 7:27 to go here in the first half of action. Coach Love is going to take a 30-second timeout, and I think that's a well-timed timeout for Frank Hughes.
Yeah, they much needed. Cats are on what would you say? What was the run? 13.
We're up 13-2 run right now.
Yeah, 13-2 run.
Actually 15-2. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, maybe a little bit overdue, but he did take time out there, try to gather themselves a little bit. Let's see what he comes out here with.
Wayne County came out on fire, 7-0 run to start the game, and then Frank Hughes brought it back, knotted it up at 8 apiece, and it has been all Wayne County since then. Now Dykus inbounds the ball to Jason Skelton. Skelton's going to bring the ball up the floor. Now he's going to hand the ball off to Hayes and Simmons is going to bring the ball up the floor. Canfield greets him at the top of the key. He hands the ball over to Skelton. Good D. He comes around and goes to Dykus. Dykus gets the ball stripped away by Boggins. Boggins driving up the court. Dykus in good position. Comes running in behind him, knocks the ball away. Boggins able to get it back. Now Boggins with the ball out of the corner. Swings it out to Mosley. Mosley drives the lane, goes up, hits up no good. And Tucker Staggs comes out with the rebound.
Yeah, I think Drew was looking for a dunk there. I think that's what he was about to do.
He was.
Payson rushed that shot, taking that in the way he did. He should have looked on the backside right
now. Dykus with the basketball, swings through the middle of the defense, puts up a runner. It's no good. Mosley comes down with the rebound. Now Mosley brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. Mosley's going to go coast to coast, take it all the way, and he's going to get fouled on its way to the basket. The shot no good, but I believe that was Wyatt McLean.
Tucker Staggs.
Excuse me, Staggs gets the foul. That's first foul against Staggs, first team foul against Frank Hughes here in the second quarter.
He called that. Hey, did he call that on?
He couldn't have called it on 21. They don't have a 21 on the floor.
It should have been Staggs. That's all.
It should have been Staggs. Yeah, they put the wrong number up on the scoreboard. Mosley's first shot at the line is up and no good. Second shot from Mosley is on the way. That one is off the mark as well. Dykus pulls down the rebound, and here comes Simmons back up the floor. Canfield comes out to cut him off, and now Simmons working against Canfield. He's going to drive the lane, tries to go around Mosley. Mosley gets up in the air, and then he doesn't block it, but he affected the shot. Now he comes down with the rebound, and he hands it off to Davis, going back the other direction.
Lots of smacking coming down on that rebound.
It's been a little chippy out here tonight, too.
Yeah.
The Cats now with the basketball. Canfield working back into Mosley inside. Mosley kicks it at Case Bryant. Bryant with a three-pointer. This one off the mark. Rebound fought for and tapped back to Jason Simmons. Simmons with the basketball. Now the pass up the floor to Skelton. Jason Skelton back to receive the pass. He kicks it back out to Simmons. And Simmons is going to get it set up for the Wayne County defense, rather. Frank Hughes setting up the offense. Dykus with the ball. Gets it back over to Simmons. Simmons wants to pass it inside to Skelton. Kamen Canfield gets his hands on it. Simmons gets it back, puts up the shot. The shot no good, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Hayden Simmons. So it's going to be Wayne County basketball with 5:40 to play, 23-10 your score. Sammy Ray checks back into the game for Frank Hughes.
Russ comes over here wanting the Cats to back up on their sideline.
This is about the third time the officials have come over and indicated that the Cats bench is a little too close to the baseline. So now they're going to drive the ball up the floor, give it over to Drew Boggins. Boggins gets it over to Mosley. Mosley now working inside to Canfield, and Canfield, nice turn and finish. Takes it right off the glass, puts it right through. 25-10, Wayne County out in front. Hazen Simmons ready to check back in at the next stoppage of play for Frank Hughes. Dykus with the ball. He loses the handle. Boggins comes out with it. Boggins all by himself going back. Now he dishes back to Mosley. And Mosley goes up and lays it in. He wanted to dunk. He didn't quite get it there. But it rolls in, and we'll take the 2 point. Hey, we're not getting style points here, brother. It's just got to go through the hoop.
That's right. We'll take the points.
McLean out with the basketball. Kicks it out to Staggs. Staggs over to Dykus. Dykus gets it back to Ray. Ray back around to the top to Skelton. Back over to Staggs. Staggs trying to work inside, but there's nobody there. Cats defense is just absolutely sealing off the outside perimeters and not letting Frank Hughes get inside at all.
Well, as soon as they set their screen, they're hedging over, and then the guy on the backside is dropping. Yep. So that's great defense by the Cats right now.
Dykes gets the ball over to White McLean, and McLean puts up a three-pointer off the mark. Saved right before it goes out of bounds as Dykes gets it. Now Logan Davis gets on the floor, keeps it from going out of bounds, kicks it back to the Cats. Oh, gosh, that's ugly. Skelton just went down hard. We got a very incidental contact. That was not malicious in any way. Case Bryant put up a shot. Skelton got up in the air to try to block it, and as he came down, Case was losing his balance. They went down, and Skelton landed hard on the floor. And Jason Skelton is laying on the floor, and he is not moving, folks.
No, my heart goes out to him right now. I know that was painful. Well, you know, Bryant's shot got blocked, and the ball was loose, and so two kids dove after it.
Yep.
And then Skelton just happens to be high in the air, and when he comes down,
Skelton now up, walking off the floor under his own power. That's good to see.
Which number they called that on? They called that on Logan Davis.
And they called the foul on Logan Davis. Davis picks up his second foul of the game, first team foul against Wayne County here in the second quarter. Good to see that Skelton is okay. Case Bryant over here on the sideline now as Bogus and Bryant come off the floor. Beavis and Case Butler back in the game for the Cats.
Man, he got up, man. He got up right there on that and come down hard.
Yes, he did. I mean, a lot of elevation. And, again, no maliciousness there at all whatsoever. It's just guys going for the basketball.
Yeah.
And sometimes this stuff happens. This is basketball. It's not ballet. So now Tucker Staggs. Nice feed to Sammy Ray. And Ray goes up with the finish, and we're going to get a foul called. I believe they're going to call Beavis with that one. The basket's going to be good, and Nate Beavis is going to get called with a foul. That's going to put Sammy Ray at the line with an opportunity to convert a three-point play here.
Yeah, he got underneath him right there and came down on top of him and tripped him up. So, yeah, he called the foul.
27-12, Sammy Ray at the line to convert the three-point play. Shot is up, and it falls through. 27-13 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half of action. Wayne County with a 14-point advantage. Davis brings the ball back up the floor, gets it over to Case Butler. Butler working the right side. He wants to go in the middle of Camden Canfield, and Staggs is just blanking him there. Canfield comes out behind the three-point line. They do go to Canfield. They're going to get now inside to they're going to get Simmons on that. Back inside to Case and Mosley gets fouled by Hayden Simmons. So Simmons is going to pick up his first foul of the game, second foul against Frank Hughes. Mosley comes off the court as Case Bryant comes back into the game for the Cats. So starting five for both teams on the floor right now. Davis with the basketball off the inbounds, works it back out to the top of the key, swings it over to Canfield. Canfield right inside to Case Butler. Butler puts up a shot, just a little too strong off the back of the iron. Tucker Staggs gets the rebound, clears it out to Hayden Simmons, and Simmons is going to bring the ball back up the floor for the Lions. Simmons works the ball over to Staggs. Staggs gets it back out to Sammy Ray at the top of the key. Cats playing man-to-man defense here. Now back over to Devin Dykes. Dykes with a deep three-pointer. He's going to pull up. Good block way off the mark. Nice box out by Beavis and by Bryant. Beavis comes away with the rebound. Case Bryant brings the ball back up the floor. He gives the ball to Canfield. Canfield with the shimmer shake.
Nice.
Now he drives the lane and goes in and finishes. Canfield having a great game here tonight. 29-13 your score with about 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Dykes is going to bring the ball back up the floor to the Lions.
I was just going to say that was a really nice move by Cameron.
Now McLean driving. He gives the ball off to Staggs. Now Staggs going to drive the line, working against Case Butler. He wants to go back out. He doesn't have anybody there. He finally gets it to Dykes. Dykes working against Davis. Drives the lane, goes inside. Great shot, no good. And a nice job by Case Butler. He got his hands on the ball and kept it from going out of bounds. Now he gets the pass ahead to Case Bryant. Bryant with a three-pointer off the mark. Look at Case Butler getting up in the air, getting the rebound. Gets it over to Davis. Davis with a three-point shot. In and out, no good. And Case Butler once again. Now Case a rebound.
What a way. Show you why he's number 2 on the boards right now.
I don't know that I've ever seen Case Butler get that much elevation. But he got up there 2 times in a row and pulled down the rebound. Now Davis gets the ball in the middle, right to Camden Canfield. That one's just a little too strong off the back of the iron. And this time McLean comes out with the rebound. 29-13. Jason Skelton ready to check back into the game for the Lions. It's good to see that he's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad no concussion or anything like that.
Now Simmons works the ball back around the middle. He pulls up from the free throw line and knocks it down. 2 more for Hazen Simmons. Makes it a 29-15 basketball game. Case Bryant passes back over to Logan Davis. Davis sets up at the top. He gets it over to Canfield. Canfield working back inside. He fakes to Butler. Finds Bryant. Bryant now cut to the corner. Beavis back around to Bryant over in the corner. Bryant inside to Canfield. Canfield working against Staggs. He goes inside and pulls up a little hook shot right over the top of Staggs and knocks it down. 2 more for Canfield. 31-15 your score with 1:12 to go in the first half of action. Devin Dykes on the other end of the floor gets the ball over to Tucker Staggs. Staggs underneath. Sammy Ray was all alone. Nobody was on him at all. And Ray goes up and finishes.
That was a nice look by Tucker Staggs there to see that. He looked like he thought about shooting. Instead, he looked on the backside block and just threw a nice hard pass in there to Sammy Ray.
Yeah, somebody got loose defensively and let Ray go. Yeah. Now, Beavis holding the ball out at the top. He gives the ball over to Butler. And now we're going to get a pass inside. Canfield takes the pass. And I believe we're going to get a foul called against Frank Hughes here. And it's going to go against number 31. That's Tucker Staggs. That'll be his second foul of the game. 3rd team foul against Frank Hughes. 41.4 to play here in the first half. 31-17 your score. Jason Skelton checks back into the game for Frank Hughes. Bryant inbounds the ball to Davis. Davis right in the middle to Canfield. Canfield goes up, and he gets – they're going to call a travel call there against Canfield. They're going to say he took an extra step.
That's the first turnover that I've noticed that I counted for the Wildcats tonight.
Now, Frank Hughes inbounds the ball. They're just rolling it down the court. Davis comes up to force the issue. Makes Dykes pick it up. Dykes picks it up. He's bringing it up the court. We got Jason Skelton in the corner by himself. Hazen Simmons now works around to Sammy Ray. Ray back out to McClain. McClain wants to go back out to Dykes. Oh, and he goes to Ray. Case Butler comes in going for the ball, and he got a lot of Sammy Ray there. Yeah, that's going to be a foul call against Case Butler.
That was a hustle play by Case. I like the hustle. You know, if it was a receiver, we'd be talking about how you go in differently on that.
Yeah. The hustle's good. You just got to make sure you're going for the ball and not getting the body.
Not receiver. I meant DB.
DB, that's right. That's right. That would have been PI. Dykes on the inbounds pass, brings the ball back around. He's going to come to the top of the key. He wants to drive. Beavis cuts him off. Now he gets the ball back from McClain. He's going to drive to Lane on the right-hand side, and we're going to get a foul call. This one, I believe, is going to go against Case Bryant. KB will pick up his first foul of the game.
We've got 3 fouls in the last 25 seconds.
That's 14 fouls now against Wayne County, but there's 9.9 seconds to play here in the half. The inbound in the backcourt to Hazen Simmons. Simmons now drives up to Dykes. Dykes drives the lane. He loses the ball. The ball picks up by Davis. Davis a little over the head. And Canfield gets it on the other end. And the shot is no good. At the end of the first half, your score, Wayne County 31, Frank Hughes 17. Stay right here with us. We'll have first half stats and analysis. This is Wayne County Basketball, Region 6A Semifinals on Big Oldies Radio. At the end of the first half, Wayne County leading Frank Hughes 31-17. Will, I believe you got some first half stats for us, sir.
Yeah, let me hook you up. Got number for the Frank Hughes Lions. We got number 5, Devin Dacus with 3. Number 4, Hazen Simmons with 2. Number 24, Wyatt McLean with 3. Number 20, Sammy Ray with 7. And number 31, Tucker Staggs with 2. So all their starters are on the board. And for the Wayne County High School Wildcats, we have number 12, Case Bryant with 9. Number 25, Cayman Canfield leading the Cats with 18. And number 21, Casey Mosley with 4 so far tonight. You know, usually Drew's got a few by now, too. And seeing him not on the board right now is a little shocker. But, you know, I know you're going to ask me what do I think, you know, for the second half. You know, if you're Frank Hughes is doing a good job running their offense. But, you know, something I've noticed just sitting right here is that they are already looking in the next spot. Not all of them, just a few other guys are looking at the next spot. They're showing where they're trying to get the ball to, and I think that's honestly helping the Cats a little bit defensively. Because I'm pretty positive that most of them are paying attention to things like that. You know, they're doing a good job. You know, for the most part of setting the picks. The first quarter there, both teams were setting some illegal picks here and there.
Yep.
Thankfully, that looks like it's cleaned up a little bit. We'll see what happens here in the third quarter. The Cats have to continue to control the boards. You know, you got to continue to stay active. Keep Devin out of there. You got to keep him boxed. You don't want him up there anywhere around the rim, offensively or defensively. You're gonna have to keep some guys in check right there. Don't let Simmons come out and get hot right here. You know, he scored 18 against us at our house that night.
Yes, he did.
So you know, we gotta keep him in check. Sammy Ray's another guy that can make some moves and do a little damage as well. So Cats need to continue to keep their eyes forward, stay on the mission, and take care of business here.
Yeah, the defensive play by the Cats has been very, very good. You go through that stat line there. You talk about Devin Dykes with 3 points in the first half.
Yeah,
and that's unexpected. I expected him to have more than that in the first half. It just goes to show that the Cats are playing good defense and able to do some good things, getting back in transition. Cats knocking down some shots, and that's been helpful for him tonight as well. We've got Cayman knocked down a couple of threes. Case has gotten 3 threes tonight. So we continue to shoot the ball well and continue to play defense. We should be able to close this thing out.
Yeah, I think we're going to be all right. We just got to stay focused here. Cats need to keep their eyes on the prize right here. See what comes after this win. You know what I mean?
And of course, you got to expect that probably coming out in the second half early on, we're going to see a little bit more pressure defense from Frank Hughes. They're down 14 with 1 half of basketball to play, and this is win or go home. So, you know, they'll probably come out a little bit more aggressive here on defense in the second half.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what Coach Love is going to try to come out in here defensively. You know, that's different than what we've already seen so far. I mean, I look to see them maybe try to get into a little bit of full court. You know, I don't know if they don't get into full court, maybe they go into a half court trap type defense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not 100% positive Coach Love would attempt that with all the with the height that we have for one, but the ability to get to the rim with all the other guys.
Right. We got about 3.5 minutes. A few minutes. County basketball fans, started the second half. It's Frank Hughes basketball. Devin Dyke is working around the middle. He drives the lane, pulls off, shot no good. Rebound fought for, and finally pulled down by Cameron Canfield. Canfield brings the ball back up the floor. Looks like Frank Hughes still in man-to-man defense. Now Logan Davis drives to the side.
Let's go.
He takes it in and finishes. Logan Davis, welcome to the stat sheet. 33-17 your score now. Wayne County in front. Devin Dykes brings the ball back up the floor for Frank Hughes. He's going to dribble left, hands the ball off to Tucker Staggs. Staggs wants to go to McLean, coming back around the other way. It's not there, so he drives underneath to Simmons. Simmons not able to handle it. Davis comes out with the basketball. Now the pass ahead to Case Bryant. Bryant goes down as he lost his footing there, kind of got tripped up, and we're going to get a call, I believe. We got a whistle on the floor. And we're going to get a call against Hazen Simmons. That should be Simmons' second foul of the game, first team foul against Frank Hughes here in the third quarter. I love how Case just went down, turned around, looked at the official like, are you going to blow the whistle?
Well, Frank was on the ref right there, and the ref looked at him like, hey, and Frank said, I know.
Canfield shot off the mark. Butler goes up, gets another rebound. Now he comes out and gives it back to Davis. Davis over to Beavis. Beavis back to Davis, and Davis going to bring it back out to the logo and set the offense for the Cats. Wayne County with a 33-17 lead. Case Bryant with the basketball goes back to Logan Davis. Now Davis just going to hold the ball and wait for the offense to set up. He goes right inside to Cameron Canfield. Canfield with a double team. He tries to go back to Beavis, and now we're going to get a whistle and a kick ball. So that's going to be Wayne County basketball still. Jason Skelton checks back into the game as Sammy Ray goes back to the bench for Frank Hughes.
Sammy Ray's leading them right now. I don't know if I'd want them on the bench.
No, I wouldn't either. Davis has the inbounds. It goes to Beavis. Beavis drives, and we're going to get a whistle called. And we're going to get another foul, push call against Hazen Simmons. Simmons picks up another foul here. That's his third foul. Second team foul against Frank Hughes here in the third quarter. 6:34 to go here in the third quarter of action. Wayne County with a 33-17 lead. Inbound to Logan Davis in the corner. Davis with the shot fake. Then pulls it up and knocks down the three. Davis with a three-pointer from the corner opens it up, makes it a 36-17 basketball game. Dykes brings the ball back up the floor for Frank Hughes. He dribbles left. He drives the lane. He's going to take it all the way. And the finish just off the mark. Butler brings down the rebound. Now Beavis with the basketball. Goes back up the floor, goes to Davis. Davis on the elbow, swings it over to Canfield. Canfield drives the lane, goes up the middle, and loses the handle. Good hands by Jason Skelton as he gets in there and knocks the ball loose and forces the turnover. Now we're going to get a whistle, and they're going to call Cameron Canfield with a foul. That'll be his first foul of the game, first team foul against Wayne County here in the third quarter. Dykes brings the inbounds up the floor. Gets it across the timeline. Now he's going to dribble right, hand the ball off to Hazen Simmons. Simmons kicks it back out to Skelton. Skelton drives. He gets cut off. And now he goes back door to McLean. McLean with a layup attempt. No good. Case Bryant right there with the rebound. He passes ahead to Davis. Davis kicks it out to Cameron Canfield. Canfield, let's go. Three-pointer on the elbow. And Coach Frank's going to take a full time out here coming off the big-time shot. 39-17. Wayne County out in front. And the Cats on a big-time run here to start the third quarter. 8-0 to begin the third quarter.
Cats done a really good job coming out here hot, coming out playing tough defensively. Got a couple big boards down there off some shots. You know, the Cats are doing well. I'm really proud of them. Nice move down there I'm sorry, I forgot his name there for a second. My son's name the same name. But Devin, that's a nice move getting to the rim down there earlier. Just couldn't lay it in. He laid it off way too far to the left. And Cats were able to come up with that board, which there for a second, I thought Case Bryant, you know, he was tapping and he was trying to get Case Butler was trying to get the rebound and he was tapping it. I thought for a second there it might go in the hoop.
Yeah. So Wayne County with an 8-0 run in command of the game here in the third quarter. Coach Franks takes the timeout to try to settle his team in. Vargas and Mosley on the floor now for the Cats as Case Butler and Nate Beavis go to the bench. It's going to be Frank Hughes basketball. 5:40 to play here in the third quarter. Dykes to inbound the ball to McClain here on the other end. And McClain's just going to give it right back to Dykes, who's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Lions. Cats set up in a man-to-man defense, still working around. Dykes kicks out to Skelton, and we're going to get a foul called. I believe that's going to go against Drew Vargas. If so, that'll be his first foul of the game. Third team foul against Wayne County here or second team foul against Wayne County here in the third quarter of action. Staggs on the inbound right here on the sideline. He goes to Dykes. Dykes with a nice move, splits the middle, spins around, and he goes up and puts that one through. Devin Dykes shuts down the scoring drought, makes it a 39-19 basketball game. Wayne County with a 20-point advantage here. Mosley with the ball, kicks it back out to Davis. Davis back over to Mosley. Mosley goes to Canfield. Canfield goes back to Davis on the elbow. Now Davis being smothered. He goes inside to Mosley. Mosley driving the lane, and he gets blocked. Now we got a loose ball on the floor. The ball comes out, picked up by Davis. Logan Davis pulls up a three-pointer right there on the corner. No good. Rebound collected by Hayden Simmons, and Frank Hughes comes out with it. Dykes comes back up there than the floor. He's going to dribble right. He's going to try to go around, and Drew Vargas right there. Dykes lost his footing, but we're going to get a foul call against Vargas. That'll be his second foul of the game. And now 3 against Wayne County here. 4:46 to go in the third quarter. Wayne County with 3 team fouls.
I don't understand how you call a foul like that and the kid comes down here taking shots and gets hammered and don't get called. Now they're going to call something. Now they're going to call it to see.
Yeah, Case Bryant.
What I'm talking about.
Now the officials getting a little chippy here. I mean, you know, first half they were kind of beating each other up. Now they're calling fouls just for breathing.
Me and Brother Miller had that conversation at halftime. It seemed like they were allowing some beating going on, and then
inbounds to Simmons. Simmons pulls up the three-pointer from the elbow. No good. Rebound collected by Case and Mosley. Mosley with the pass ahead to Case Bryant. Bryant gets it over to Davis. Davis brings it across the timeline, and he's going to settle it down to try to set the offense up for the Cats. He brings it left, goes inside to Canfield with the layup, no good. Rebound brought down by Dykes. Dykes comes back the other end, and Dykes is going to try to go forward. So we're going to get a charge call. Should be a charge call.
Oh, no.
No, sir. We're going to call Case Bryant with a block there. Case had great position, and that'll be third. That'll be 3 fouls against Case Bryant. That's a terrible call. I try not to. I try not to get on the officials too much here, but that was bad. Now Dykes at the line to shoot 2. First one in and out, no good. Nate Beavis going to check back into the game as KB is going to come to the sideline. Sammy Ray checks back into the game for Frank Hughes for Tucker Staggs.
Well, when it gets like that, you know, the animosity in the air, the court gets a little wild. People start screaming more. Tempers get to flaring. Now, just call it how you see it, brother.
Now Frank Hughes showing a little full court pressure. Mosley with the basketball passes ahead to Beavis. Beavis waiting for his teammates. He comes around. He dribbles out. He picks up the dribble. Simmons is smothering him here. Now Canfield has the basketball. Canfield back to Beavis. Beavis over to Vargas. Vargas out at the top of the key. He had the shot on the way and take it. Now he goes to Canfield. Canfield back over to Davis, and Davis going to reset the offense. He goes right to Beavis. Now Beavis bringing it back around, looks around and goes to Davis on the other side. Davis fakes to Canfield. He holds it himself, working against Dykes here. He's going to swing left and go to Canfield over in the corner. Now Canfield driving, and we're going to get a foul call.
Thank you.
Loose ball foul away from the ball. I believe it's going to be on Hazen Simmons. If so, no, they're going to call 22. Who's 22? That's Skelton.
That's Jason
Skelton. That's going to be his first foul of the game. Third foul, team foul against Frank Hughes now in the third quarter. Ball inside the Caden Canfield. Back out to Logan Davis. Davis with a three. No good. McClain gets the rebound. And now McClain bringing the ball back up the floor. And they're going to get a foul call. They're going to call Mosley on the sideline. And McClain is going to get fouled. That's going to put McClain at the line to shoot two, as Frank Hughes is in the bonus with 3:26 to play here in the third quarter of action.
There's a lot of things I disagree with, but that foul right there I do agree with. Casey did get into him with his hip there and his leg, which caused that foul.
McClain knocks down his first one. I believe that's Casey's first foul of the game, correct?
Yeah, it was.
Second shot off the mark, no good. Kamen Canfield gets the rebound, passes ahead to Davis. Now Davis comes back around. Dykes comes in behind him, tries to strip it. He goes right to Canfield, trailing in behind. Canfield drives the lane, goes up with the layup, no good. Mosley gets the rebound and the putback. Nice job by Casey getting in position, boxing out, getting the rebound and the easy putback.
Yeah, Frank Hughes right now is fighting for their life. They're clawing, scratching, doing everything they can to try to make something happen.
Dykes drives the lane on the other end, but Dykes is going to take it all the way himself.
He's done that 3 times that I've counted.
Well, and your coach Frank's right now, you got to get your guys and say, look, he's isolating. He's not passing. They have the ball inside. They go right up the middle to Canfield. Canfield not quite able to get it. Dykes comes out with it. He's going to come back up into the floor. He's going to drive it himself. Goes up with the left hand. No good. The shot affected by Mosley, and the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Frank Hughes. Now Staggs checks back into the game, and Sammy Ray comes off the court.
I think a timeout would be pretty good right now for the Cats to regroup, talk about it a little bit, get things back.
Inbound to Bogus. Bogus back to Beavis. Beavis ahead to Davis. Now Davis brings it across the timeline. He dribbles it back out to the logo. He's going to reset the offense for the Cats here. We're 2:23 to go here in the third quarter. 41-23 your score. Wayne County with an 18-point advantage. Canfield with a three. That one's going to be off the mark. Brought down, and we're going to get a whistle. They're going to call Nate Beavis with a whistle right there. So that's going to be Beavis' turn.
He had the ball. He stole it from him. Well, it looked like a jump ball first. Then he steals it from him, and then he gets ripped back. And that ref from the backside can't see that. No. He's standing behind him. No. You got a ref right here. But
that's twice that the backside official has made the call. The backside official made the call on the block down here where Bryant took the charge. Yeah. And both times, bad calls by a referee who's out of position. Staggs 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Makes it a 41-24 basketball game. Davis now with the ball. He goes back to Canfield. Canfield able to collect the loose ball, and he's going to get fouled.
That's going to be White McClain.
That's going to be against White McClain. And that's going to be his 1 against McClain, 4 against Frank Hughes now here in the third quarter. We got 2:04 to go. 41-24 the score. Wayne County out in front, but Frank Hughes clawing back. And now Davis brings the ball up the floor. Frank Hughes settles back into the half-court man-to-man defense. Davis goes left to Bogus. Bogus gets it inside the Canfield. Back out to Bogus. Bogus with a three. Let's go. There's that three. Bogus, welcome to the score sheet. Bogus knocks down a three. Makes it a 20-point game once again. Now Dykes with the inbound comes up the floor. Now Dykes going to isolate the drive. He's going to go up and finish. No good. Rebound brought down by Canfield. Canfield 2-on-1 going the other way. Goes to Beavis. Beavis back to Canfield. And Canfield with his left hand goes up with the finish. 46-24 with a minute and a half to play here in the third quarter of action. Hazen Simmons going to bring the ball up the floor for Frank Hughes.
The Wildcats starting to get back in rhythm here.
Now Simmons is going to drive. He's going to dish it to Skelton. Skelton gets cut off by Bogus. Now he's going to hand it to McClain. McClain working against Beavis. Goes hook shot over the top. No good. Bogus gets the rebound, and he's going to come out with it. Davis going to bring the ball up the floor for Wayne County. Frank Hughes has pulled out of the full court pressure now. They've settled back into a half-court defense. Bogus with the basketball on the right-hand side, working against Dykes. Dykes with active hands knocks the ball away. Bogus able to get it back. Now Bogus is going to bring it in, and he's going to get fouled.
He'll go to the line.
And that's going to put him on the line because that's going to put the Cats in the bonus as Devin Dykes picks up the foul there.
You know, Devin Dykes has some really long arms, and he's able to reach around like that and get away with those things sometimes, but he got a little excited right there and came across and got him on the arm. So
that's Dykes' first foul of the game, but that's 5 now against Frank Hughes in the third quarter. Puts the Cats in the bonus. Case Butler checks back into the game for Nate Beavis. We got 49 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Vargas' first shot at the line was good. Now Vargas' second shot on the way. And that one's going to be good as well. Drew Vargas 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. Makes it a 48-24 game. Wayne County has doubled up Frank Hughes once again. Dykes brings the ball up the floor. He's going to isolate, work against Davis. Now he dishes back to Skelton. Skelton with the shimmy. Now he tries to get the ball back to Simmons. The ball loose floor, and we got a tie-up underneath as Logan Davis had the basketball. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Coach Franks over here. Nice 30-second timeout to avoid the turnover there on the jump ball.
Yeah, and I know we got 35 seconds here remaining in this quarter, but I'm going to go ahead and speak on the fourth here a little bit. I know that when we get out of this timeout, we're going to run this timeout and, go to the sidelines and sit and wait between quarters, and that's when I believe Coach Love's going to be over there telling them, guys, this is it. Seeing how do you want to go out?
Yeah.
And they're going to come back fighting, clawing, everything that they can just to get a bucket. So I expect to see many fouls in the fourth quarter. And I expect to see Frank Hughes
it's gonna be a long fourth
really
quarter.
Hard.
Yeah, it'll be a long fourth quarter. It's going to be Wayne County basketball on their own end of the floor. Vargas on the sideline to take the ball out right in front of the Wayne County section. He inbounds the ball to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the floor. Skelton comes to midcourt to meet him there. Now Davis comes across the timeline. He works to the left-hand side, comes back around and goes inside to Canfield. Canfield working against Simmons. Now Skelton on the double team. Kicks it back out to Davis. Davis kicks it over to Canfield in the corner. Canfield back out to Davis at the top of the logo. We're at 17 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Davis dribbles around. He's got Skelton right in his face. He's directing traffic. He comes back to the left. He's going to hand off to Canfield. Canfield's going to reverse, go back the other way. Now he's coming to Vargas. Vargas back around to Davis. Davis drives the lane. He comes underneath, and Dykes right there to take the ball away. And he puts up a full-court shot, basically, off the back of the rim. No good. At the end of the third quarter, you score Wayne County 48. Frank Hughes 24. Stay right here with us. We'll have fourth quarter action. This is Wayne County basketball on Big Oldies Radio. Basketball fans, welcome back into Region 6A semifinal action. The Wayne County Wildcats with the 48-24 advantage over the Frank Hughes Lions here at the campus of McEwen High School for regional semifinals. We got one quarter left to play. It's going to be Wayne County basketball to start the fourth quarter. Cayman Canfield, Warren Canfield, Logan Davis, Case Butler, and Case Bryant on the floor for the Cats. For Frank Hughes, it's Jason Skelton, Devin Dykes, Tucker Staggs, Wyatt McLean, and Hazen Simmons. Davis with the basketball, swings it around to Warren G. Warren G inside, down to Cayman Canfield down low. Canfield working, he loses the basketball. McLean comes out with it, and now McLean drives back up the floor. He's going to hand the ball back to Simmons, trailing in behind him. Now Simmons trying to direct traffic. He wants to isolate the drive, and he opens up the lane, kicks it out to Staggs. Staggs puts up a three off the iron, no good. Rebound fought for, tapped, and collected by Warren G. Now the pass ahead to Canfield. Canfield brings it across, gets it back to Logan Davis. Davis is going to settle things down as he stands at the midcourt logo. He goes right to Case Bryant.
If you're Clifton, you can't back off right now, guys.
No, this is it. Davis now going to drive the lane going inside.
Oh, wow.
Skelton just takes the ball away from him, and he's going to come back the other way. Skelton trying to drive it across. He takes it back out to Staggs. Now Staggs works and drives the middle, kicks it out to Skelton. Skelton wide open for a three-pointer off the mark. Warren G gets the rebound there, and he's going to bring it back up, give it to Canfield. Canfield passes across to Logan Davis, and Logan Davis is just going to hold the ball there at midcourt. I'm not sure what Frank Hughes is doing. I'm not sure why they're hanging back at this point. You would think they would be a little bit more aggressive down 24 in the fourth quarter, and this is their season.
That's flop.
Canfield, we got a flop warning here. As no shot.
I don't know if he's going to warn it.
But 31, we got a flop call on Tucker Staggs. That's his third foul of the game, first foul against Frank Hughes here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
6:37 to play.
You shouldn't be getting warnings this late in the game.
No. 6:37 to play. Canfield on the inbounds. He goes right to Warren Canfield under the basket. Hazen Simmons takes the ball away, and the ball knocked out of bounds as Warren tried to get it back. The ball goes out, last touch by the Cats. So it's going to be Frank Hughes basketball. Devin Dykes to inbound Simmons on the back end. Simmons picks up the ball, gives it back to Dykes. Dykes comes quickly up the floor. He wants to isolate and drive, and we're going to get a travel call. Dykes picked up the ball and took too many steps.
Frank Hughes has done a great job this second half of limiting turnovers. They had 11 in the first half, and so far in the second, they've only got 3.
Yeah. Warren Canfield brings the ball up the floor for the Cats. He's working against Simmons, gets the ball across the timeline to Davis. Now Davis loses the Simmons goes to the floor. He looks to the official, and there's no call.
Yeah, he took Logan's foot.
Yeah, shot underneath, no good. Butler gets the rebound, and the putback is no good. But the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Frank Hughes. It's going to be Wayne County basketball. 6:10 to play. 48-24 still your score here. And Davis on the baseline going to take the ball out for the Cats. He goes to Warren Canfield. Canfield swings it around to Butler. Butler to Kamen. Kamen out at the top of the key. Goes to Butler inside. Case drives, puts it up. No, just off the iron. No good. Skelton comes out with it. Jason Skelton brings it back up the floor. Now he's going to hand it back to a trailing Tucker Staggs, who now is going to go to Devin Dykes. Dykes is going to isolate and drive. And he with the right hand spins around and lays it in. Devin Dykes with 2 more points makes it a 48-26 game. Now the bounce pass to Case Bryant.
Nice.
Bryant underneath to Case Butler. Butler goes up and finishes right off the block. Nice ball movement, nice finish.
Hey, that was a nice ball movement, nice move finish there. But Devin Dykes down there with that move, and then that was a tough shot to make.
Dykes drives, and now he kicks out to Hazen Simmons. Simmons off the mark, rebound, nice box out and rebound by Case Butler. And now we're going to get Davis is coming across the floor, and Devin Dykes is going to commit the foul. So that's going to be 2 fouls against Dykes here. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to, they are going to call Dykes. There it is. He put up a 3 there for a second. I'm like, there is no 3. Yeah. So it's going to be Wayne County basketball on the sideline right here at the midcourt stripe. Oh, no, they're going to back Warren up a little bit now into the backcourt.
Yeah, it's about where it was.
Yeah. Now Davis comes back into the backcourt to take the inbound, and he's going to bring the ball up the floor. Frank Hughes looks like they're showing a little bit more pressure now, but they're still playing man-to-man here.
Yeah.
We got 5:11 to play, 50-26 your score. Davis isolates and drives, and now Logan Davis with a nice right-handed finish goes up strong and lays it in. Payson Mosley, Drew Bogus, and Nate Beavis ready to check back into the game for the Cats. Dyke is coming up the floor. He wants to go right through the middle. He's going to put up the shot off the glass high, and it goes through. Dykes is kind of running a one-man show right now.
Well, I would have to go back and look, but I think he scored more this game than he scored against us the entire season, each game.
Now Butler with the ball in the corner. He gets Davis cutting to the basket. Davis with a shot fake, goes up, reverse layup, no good. Rebound brought down by Tucker Staggs, and he hands the ball to Dykes. Dykes is going to go fast. He's going to try to take it down to the floor, and we're going to get Case Butler gets called with a foul called against Dykes on his way to the basket. So it should be, how many is that now on Case? That's 2. 2 on Case Butler. Second team foul against Wayne County here in the fourth. Excuse me, that's their first foul in the fourth quarter. And we're putting Dykes at the line to shoot 2. Now Travis Gakane comes in for Frank Hughes.
He wasn't even shooting.
No, he wasn't, but I don't know what they're doing here.
My gosh, he took 2 or 3 dribbles right after the contact.
I have reached the point here where I'm not sure that these officials know what's going on. Bogus with the basketball. Bogus into the game now, Mosley into the game, and Beavis into the game as Case Bryant, Warren Canfield, and Case Butler come off the floor. Dykes at the line, 2 for 2, makes it a 52-30 basketball game. Beavis to inbound the ball. Now Frank Hughes showing full court pressure. Inbounds to Bogus. Bogus bringing it up the floor. He's working against McLean. McLean trying to stay with him. Bogus just comes around him. He goes to Canfield in the corner. Cayman Canfield's three-pointer off the mark. The rebound fought for and brought down by Devin Dykes. Now Dykes coming back in transition, and he's going to get fouled. Logan Davis commits the foul to keep him from getting the break to the basket.
I'm really not. I'm really not speaking ugly of the refs right now. I'm really not. I just don't understand when the ref is right there. Right? I mean, he clearly fouled him. Yeah. But I don't understand when the ref is right there.
Why is it the trailing ref back here?
That or the backside. I don't understand that. Maybe that's something they've worked out before. But I just didn't think that was.
Dykes takes the inbounds. He pulls up a deep three-pointer off the front of the iron. No good. Now Bogus brings the ball back up the floor. He gets it back to Canfield. Canfield stands at the mid-court logo. He gets it over to Davis. Garcanet comes over and is right in his face. Davis drives. He dishes over to Nate Beavis. Beavis with a three-pointer way off the mark. Staggs gets the rebound there, and he brings it down and gives it back over to Dykus. Dykus going to bring the ball back up the court for Frank Hughes. Dykus dribbles out around the elbow. He's trying to set up. He wants to go, and there he is. He's going to try to drive. He loses the handle, and now he's going to go in and put up the shot way off balance. No good. Rebound collected by Kamen Canfield. Canfield clears out, gets the ball to Davis, and Logan Davis brings it across the timeline. He passes ahead to Beavis. Beavis now with the basketball, goes over to Vargas. Vargas working left, hands the ball off to Davis. Davis back to Vargas in the corner. Vargas working, and we're going to get a foul call.
It's Travis Garcanet. It's going to be his first, and that should be team third here.
Third foul against Frank Hughes here in the fourth quarter. Hazen Simmons check back into the game for Garcanet. So Simmons comes back on the floor for Frank Hughes. 52-30 with 3:10 to play here in the fourth quarter of action. Canfield to inbound the ball on the baseline right underneath his own basket here. He goes back to Mosley, who's right in the middle. Mosley goes up to the side, gets blocked, and the ball comes out to Skelton. Now Skelton working against Beavis the other way. Passes to Staggs, trailing in behind, and Staggs lays it in. We got a 20-point basketball game here.
That's two for Tucker tonight. I think one of them he got fouled. He fouled on.
Mm-hmm.
That's twice he's got on Kaysen.
Yeah. Davis now with the basketball, gets it over to Vargas. Right now, if you're the Cats, I'd love to see some clock be worked right here.
Yeah.
Beavis back to Vargas. Now Vargas with the basketball, kicks it out to Canfield. Canfield back around to Beavis. Beavis back over to Mosley. Mosley to Canfield over in the elbow. Canfield back out to the top of the key to Logan Davis. Davis back over to Mosley. Mosley stands there.
He can shoot it if he had to.
Vargas has the ball. He gets it back around to Davis. The Cats moving the ball really well right now and doing exactly what we just said. We're working clock. Now Mosley with the ball. He puts up a shot. It's no good. And Simmons comes out with it. Now Simmons drives back up the floor. We got 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Hazen Simmons works in against Canfield. He dishes out to Skelton. Skelton's going to drive the lane. Goes up left-handed. No good. Rebound collected by Mosley. Mosley with the pass to Canfield. And Canfield going to bring the ball back up the floor. He spins around to prevent the steal. Now he's going to drive the lane, go up right hand, and off the mark. It bounces off the iron. Rebound by Frank Hughes. Pass ahead to Dykus. Dykus going to take it and go back in transition for an easy layup. 52-34. Frank Hughes climbing back into this thing a little bit right now. Wayne County needs to work some clock.
Well, you got a minute and a half. It'd be pretty kind of hard to score 20 points when you've only scored 34. In 4 quarters, is what I mean.
But right now the clock is your friend. Just work as much clock as you can. Beavis with the basketball. He's got a 5-second count. Now he dribbles. He comes back, goes to Canfield. Canfield back out to Davis. Davis standing out at the top of the key, almost actually out on the Warriors logo in McEwen High School here. Now he goes to Canfield. Canfield working around to Davis inside. Vargas working against Skelton. And his shot is no good, but he's going to get fouled by Skelton, and that's going to put Drew Vargas at the line to shoot 2 shots. We're inside of a minute to play here. 58 seconds to play. Wayne County with a 52-34 lead. Vargas with the chance to make it 54-34. First shot for Vargas is good.
Great job, Jerry. Good shot.
Garcanet and Ray checking back into the game for Frank Hughes, and now the Cats going to have a line change here as everybody. Stegall, Hudson Floyd, Casey Franks, Skylar Self, and Barrett Gallion going to check into the game for Drew Vargas. Vargas the shooter. Vargas going to take his second shot here, and then Gallion's going to come into the game for him. Second shot, no good, so now Vargas going to have to stay on the floor. Rebound by Casey Franks. Ball knocked out of bounds by Garcanet. It's going to be Wayne County basketball. And checking into the game for Frank Hughes is number 30, Nate Lineberry, coming into the game. Stegall to take the ball out, goes to Casey Franks, and we're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, they weren't quite ready. They had 6 on the floor.
All right, here we go. Now the inbounds to Hudson Floyd. Floyd gives the ball back to Stegall. Stegall working left, comes around, hands the ball off to Floyd, coming back the other direction. Floyd loses the handle. Simmons right there. He pivots around, gets it Gallion. Gallion underneath the basket to Self. Self hesitates, and now it gets out to Casey Franks. Franks with a 3-point shot, but we got a whistle prior to the shot. I think they're going to say he traveled and turned the ball over.
He gave 3 seconds.
3-second violation.
Yeah.
Okay. Dykes with the basketball coming up the floor. 53-34 your score. And it looks like Dykes is going to hold the ball and just kind of dribble this thing out. We're not going to press the issue here. Frank Hughes, man, valiant effort for Frank Hughes and a decent season for them, but they come up short here tonight. It's Wayne County is going to come out with the win, 53-34. And Wayne County now anxiously will wait to see who wins the next matchup between McEwen and Perry County to find out who we will play in the championship Thursday night. Devin Dykes with a deep three-pointer at the buzzer, no good. The final score, Wayne County 53, Frank Hughes 34. Stay right here with us. We'll have final stats and analysis. You've been listening to Wayne County basketball on Big Oldies Radio. Here's our
All right, folks. While they're waiting on the radio folks to come back online, I'm going to ask you to hang around for this next game, the Perry County Vikings against the McEwen Warriors, and they'll wrap up with the stats in just a second. I'm going to have highlights too, so stand by.
Big Oldies Radio. Your final score tonight, Wayne County 53, Frank Hughes 34, as the Cats advance to the regional final Thursday night. The next game about to get started here between the home McEwen and the visiting Perry County Vikings. This will be a great matchup to watch right here, man.
Yeah, I'll be watching that or listening to it on the way home.
Same here. You got final stats for us, brother?
Yeah, I do. Let's see. Frank Hughes Lions, we got number 5, Devin Dykes, leading the line with 16 tonight. Number 4, Hazen Simmons had 2 there in the second quarter. Number 24, Wyatt McLean had 4. Number 20, Sammy Ray had 7 from the first half. Number 31, Tucker Staggs had a good night tonight, but he only ended up with 5 tonight. For Wayne County High School Wildcats, number 10, Logan Davis finished with 7. Number 12, Case Bryant had 9. Number 33, Case Butler had 2. Payson Mosley and Drew Vargas again share with 6. And Cayman Canfield leading the Cats tonight with 23 total points. Final score 53-34. Great job, Wildcats. I'm super proud of you now. We're getting ready to head on into the region championship game. The winner of that gets a sub-state home game, and I believe that's what we want.
We do want to play.
Yeah, for sure. And, for the Frank Hughes Lions, great job. Way to fight, way to play hard. Wish you well, the seniors, Devin. And who's the other one you said was Sammy Ray?
I believe Devin and Sammy are the 2 seniors.
All right. If I
miss anybody, I apologize.
We apologize to you guys, but, we do wish you well. And you play baseball, good luck in that.
So we're looking forward to this game right here between McEwen and Perry County. You can follow that action on WCHS Sports on YouTube to be able to see who the Cats are going to play Thursday night. Tomorrow night, we will be back in this gym tomorrow night at 7 p.m. as your Wayne County Lady Cats go for a regional championship. That's against the host McEwen Warriors.
Let's go, Lady Cats.
It'll be a big-time game. McEwen has got a couple of very, very good athletes on the floor. And Layla Downs is going to be a beast at cover. I'm sure Coach Molly working up a strategy to guard against her. And she and Ava play together on AAU ball, so they know each other a little bit. It'll be interesting to watch that matchup tomorrow night. Lady Cats win tomorrow night. We get to host Sub-State Saturday night. And that's what I meant earlier when I said win tonight. We win them all. So Cats come out victorious tonight, survive in advance. Join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the Lady Cats, and then join us again Thursday night at 7 o'clock for the Wayne County Wildcats in regional championship action against either Perry County or McEwen. For Will Mosley, my name's Jacob Kitchen. Thanks for all the guys back in the
Her husband passed
Wayne
away.
County basketball on Big Old Radio. All right, Dennis, I appreciate you, buddy.
Moody.
Sign me. It's awesome.
For me and her
You too, man.